Hey guys, I'm back with our Boost Box updates. Let's get started. So Paradox are at $190. So I'm happy that I'm not totally crazy in my market analysis of what's about to move and what's not about to move. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world to be honest. Like you just look at the data, look at the buy and rates, do basic math, think about the market trends, and yeah, it's like the boxes that moved today are the boxes that I've been talking about. It's Paradox went up $10 at 190. Temporal went up a little bit. Stellar went up a little bit. Actually, there's been mostly yellow today. Sword and Shields, nothing too crazy as far as price rises, but I don't see any red today, which is a pretty good sign actually. But Paradox, yeah, I mentioned yesterday how the heavy tech boxes um, were about to run out, and so I thought Paradox would go to about 185 at a minimum, but I guess it's at 190 now. Um, the buying rate continues to be pretty good for Paradox. You see 31, 27, 26, 21. Yeah, about $20 a day is like I think the most I see for any booster box. Like I don't think I see any other booster box selling at that rate, at least like consistently. So there's only 105 boxes left, which is a pretty low amount to be honest. Um, so yeah, I'm wondering. I don't know how high Paradox will go, but it's looking pretty good because um, even though it just hit 190, so you see over here, um, there's only 7 boxes until 200. That's pretty crazy. So if this quantity remains pretty low, like if we don't get other people like offloading their boxes, like this Paradox is gonna go really like to 200 very quickly. I guess we'll see if there's like another seller out there trying to offload their boxes. But yeah, people have been buying a lot of Paradox lately. But I think that's also a response to like heavy tech sale and all that. We'll see how much demand, how much supply there is, and how many people want to offload their boxes now that the price is higher. Um, yeah, another box I'm talking about is Temporal Forces. So I figured it'd be slower than Paradox, just because the demand like isn't as high. Like yeah, as I said, $20 a day for Paradox is pretty high. You see, it's been like 12 the last few days. Not bad, um, just not like amazing. There's more boxes of it listed at 154. Um, and yeah, I also look at the price differentials. Like how many boxes does it take to reach the next price? I see 190 over here. That'd be a nice target price to get to. But to get to 190, you have to go through like um like 14, something like 22 boxes if I did the math correctly, which maybe I did. I just did it really quick. So it's just like it won't. Don't expect it like necessarily tomorrow or whatever, unless something major happens. And the Stellar Crown was one of the other boxes I've been talking about. It's harder to see the graphs and all that because of this big bar over here. But yeah, Stellar Crown's selling rate has actually slowed down. Um, I feel like yeah, there was a point where it was like kind of 20 a day, or at least 2 days, and it went to like 10, 13. So I'd say it slowed down the other day when it went to 5, but 9 yesterday is kind of its average rate. It's usually around like 8 to 10 boxes a day, and also there's only 102, which is also really interesting because like it's like, hey, is this if the quantity stays at 100, it's actually pretty low for these more modern booster boxes. Yet the prices continued further. I mentioned yesterday how like Stellar actually could surpass Paldea and Twilight, and yeah, like it's actually literally about to surpass Twilight. They're only $3 apart, and Twilight isn't really looking that strong as far as like price increases in the near future. It's actually gotten a lot worse in my opinion. Um, the demand went up 15 boxes, so that's pretty good. If that keeps up, then yeah, it could be quite substantial. But I do see more boxes being added to the market. It was like 400 the other day. It went to 600 because someone added 200 boxes, but then it went back to 400 and it went to like 450 ish, 460. Now it's at 500. And I keep seeing people add more boxes at the lower prices. So if there's a lot of resistance here, like you're at 217. Um, at the end of this list, it goes to 220, which isn't really a big price increase. And there's all these boxes over here. I'm not even going to count all these, but I'm guessing this is at least 30 or 40 boxes. So yeah, Twilight just has a longer runway to like or like it'll take more time for it to go up. Um, versus Stellar, let's see, 215, 215, 215, 220 is over here, and it has to. the bigger sellers is Dynasty Collectibles, but that is about that's 220. That's yeah, 15 boxes until it reaches to about 220. That's 290 close enough. So it's just like no, it just seems like it'll get there a little faster. And then like for Paldea, which is other comparison, Paldea also has a lot of boxes at the 225 mark. Um, but it is less than Twilight though. Um, so Paldea's been affected by Heavy Tech more. Because yeah, Heavy Tech had a bunch of boxes. I still see it have quite a few boxes, and Paldea's selling rate has decreased to about 6 to 8 boxes a day. Like it was around 20 at some point, and it went down to like the tens, or and then like maybe like 10 to 14, and it's been down just a little lately. Um, but yeah, I think Paldea is more likely to keep ahead of Stellar just because like it's more stable at that 225 mark. Like Stellar would have to go do more boxes, which is possible. But yeah, I think Stellar surpassing Twilight is definitely a possibility. But I don't see Paldea necessarily making huge price rises with this demand level. There's just too many boxes at similar price points, and it's not going to be breaking any new highs because Paldea has gone to about Paldea and Twilight have both gone to about 240, so it's just not as I guess exciting. They keep like flip flopping this 200 to 240 range. To be honest, usually around the 220, maybe like the 215 mark. It's really normal for these boxes. Scarlet Vibe base, which is another box I'm have an eye out for. Demand has picked up ever so slightly at 8, 11, 8 bucks a day. It was kind of like 7, and then it dropped to 4 one day. Um, it was just more before. I don't know if you can see it over here, but I remember like yeah, SC base was selling for like 20 bucks a day at some point, at least for a short while. There are actually a bunch of SC base boxes available at 400. I don't know if that's like a big seller or anything, but the heavy tech boxes are almost gone, and we're not too far away from 188 over here, and then 190. Like there's only 6 boxes until 190, so if it's 190, it'd be good. It's been a while because the man's like at these numbers again, like 20 boxes a day is a very strong number. 8 boxes a day, like people buy a couple and then you list a few more. Like it just makes it so the price is harder to increase. So I'd say tomorrow it could get to like 190, but if not, maybe the next day unless something drastic happens. Obsidian, Obsidian has actually demand's been dropping as well. Like when I say these like increase and decrease in demand, like I don't mean like really, really, really major increases or decreases. It's just kind of enough that if you're measuring on the day to day level, it does make quite a big difference. Like if I want to know which box is gonna move soon, like it makes a big difference if it's going from like 9 to 13, sometimes even like 20, all the way to 6 or 7 last 2 days. Just that buying rate is not going to be strong enough to overtake the other factors where like the boxes are really high in total quantity. I know when I look down, it's like, yeah, I really, yeah, I keep seeing King games. Like, I had to look up the number of what it was yesterday, but I feel like I saw 14 like yesterday. So I'm like, wondering what's happening. I see sales happening for um, the 199.95. So I feel like they're the King Games one, but yeah, it's just not getting past this. Like Obsidian really should be like $200 already, but for a reason, like um, buying it, as I said before, this is exactly what happens. Buying has slowed down. If buying kept up, then some more of these boxes would be sold, and it would be really really close to like surpassing 200, but just hasn't reached it yet. This is kind of a normal pattern for these sort of boxes. Um, and then surging, not really. I don't really have much to say on surging. Demand has picked up again actually, so I don't like the price is still at its lower point of 250. Like not a huge drop, but yeah, it's at its lower point. But demand is higher. Like it's about 20 bucks a day. Before it was like um closer to like 15 to 20, and now it's like actually consistently at like 20, 20, and 23. So we'll see how that goes. Um, but if the demand keeps rising, like there's supposedly like a reprint surging sparks, but I don't think there's like a lot. This could be the effect of the reprint, like this very marginal thing. I don't really know the details of that. I've only heard that Rudy of Alpha Investments getting like 5 cases, and he's like such a big buyer, so I was probably getting like a case. Um, but yeah, like if this is the effect of a reprint, then like it just supports that we're kind of in trouble. Like Surging Sparks is not going to go down. Um, and then for Sword and Shields, like everything's kind of up. The I feel like things have kind of slowed down a little bit, and the biggest mover is still kind of Silver Tempest, but even that is kind of like iffy. Um, there's definitely more attention on Scarlet Violet, but that's kind of been the norm. It's like Silver Tempest. Yeah, it was doing pretty good at selling like there was this run of like 7 and 4 boxes, and then 0 boxes, and 2 boxes yesterday, which isn't terrible. Um, it can get to like 273 pretty soon at that buying rate. Um, but this is kind of the fastest I'm seeing as far as like reaching new highs or like because like silver the highest it's been about like 272. So when a box reaches new high, it's kind of more significant than like a box like Fusion Strike going up like $20, but still like but then like way below its like previous high. Um, but as far as like Sword Shield, Sword Shield base, the price keeps fluctuating between 425 and 430, and I don't see any sales. I feel like someone just keeps changing the price. Um, Rebel Clash, it went up to 325. Someone bought people bought some boxes yesterday, 2 normal booster boxes and then the loose packs, so it's at 325 now. Darkness Ablaze, it's still 2 people bought 2 boxes yesterday, so not bad. If it continues this sort of rate of 2 and 4, it's actually really good for it. But yeah, I'm not really holding my breath on that. Vivid Voltage, I mentioned this before. Like so the selling rate isn't really strong enough to support this. If it picks up, it'd be good, but it's really not that far from 200. Like the next week, if it was 200, I wouldn't be surprised. The selling rate just isn't fast enough. Like there's 10 boxes to get to 200, and that's like a lot for like its levels of buying at like 1 or 2 a day. Um, Battle Style, I don't think I have much to say about that. Chilling Rain, it's still stuck at like it's boring kind of 310 price. There was quite a few bought today. 3 actually. That's quite abnormal for it. I want to look at how much people bought it for. I don't know the shipping cost, but yeah, it's still at the low price of close to 300. Um, yeah, Chilling Rain, the high was like 340. So it's just like I just it hasn't even been like near that. The closest it keeps going back to like 320 and going back, so it's just been pretty boring. Evolving Skies is still in its like mid 1250 marks. I don't think people are buying these boxes, but it's still like, um, but the prices after that are still at the lows of like around 1300. So Evolving Skies hasn't really made any major movement lately. Yeah, I see like this person bought the 1307 and they skipped over the 1250 ones. Fusion Strike, like the rate is just so slow recently. At like 1 box a day. Um, it's still better than Lost Origin, I think, in terms of like getting to like the next major price point 500, but like the man's just too slow to get through these boxes in between. Brilliant Stars, again, the rate is slowing down. You see like it's doing pretty well. You see a solid chunk of blue, and then there's like very little blue over here. Um, so yeah, it's just too slow. Um, Astral Radiance, I think it went up like $1. Someone bought 1 box. Um, it's been primed to go to like 280 for a while. It needs a little faster buying rate. And now this is Lost Origin. Lost Origin target price for me for like a significant sort of increase is 410. It's been oscillating between like I don't know 390 or 380. It's like conservatively like 380 to 403. I don't know the exact lower bounds, um, but I'm just gonna double check how many boxes are until 410. 410 is over here basically. So yeah, there's just a bunch of boxes until 410. So yeah, silver by comparison, since everything else is so slow, silver just looks like so fast compared to everything else. Because It's selling more than 2 boxes most days, or 2 boxes or more most days. And when you look at it, it's like approaching new highs. Like there's not as many listings in between. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.